In our last session, we talked about how the silhouette, the very outline of our clothes, speaks before we do. We saw how a sharp shoulder can scream to authority, while a soft curve whispers approachability. But what if I told you that even the material those shapes are made of has its own powerful voice? Today, we're diving deep into the language of fabric, texture, quality, and message. Think of fabric as the tone of voice in our fashion language. The same sentence can sound demanding or endearing depending on how you say it, right? It's the same with clothes. Texture, the feel that communicates. Let's start with texture. This is what you feel, and what your brain perceives even before you touch it. High luster fabrics. Take this piece of silk satin, or this polished leather. Notice how they immediately communicate luxury, formality, and status. They say, look at me, I'm important, and I pay attention to detail. This is why you see them in evening wear or high-end accessories. They draw the eye. Low luster fabrics. Now, feel this cotton canvas or this matte wool. They absorb light, right? They don't shout, they subtly invite. Low luster fabrics like these suggest humility, utility, and approachability. They're the friendly, reliable fabrics you want to wear every day. They say, I'm practical, comfortable, and grounded. Rough and heavy fabrics. And then we have textures like this rugged denim or this chunky tweed. Immediately, you think of durability, strength, and tradition. These fabrics communicate resilience, craftsmanship, and a no-nonsense attitude. They evoke workwear, heritage, and a certain kind of toughness. So, the first lesson, the shine or dullness of a fabric sends an instant signal about how serious or luxurious an outfit is meant to be. Decoding quality, the hands-on approach. Now, how do we tell a good fabric from a bad one? You can't just trust the price tag. This is where you become a fabric detective. The light test. Hold any fabric up to the light. Can you see through it clearly in patches? If it looks thin and mesh-like, that's a red flag. Good quality fabrics, even thin ones, should have a dense, tight weave. Light should be diffused, not streaming through holes. This tells you it will hold its shape and last. The scrunch test. Grab a handful of fabric, squeeze it tight for 5 seconds, then release. Does it spring back? Or does it look like it just lost a wrestling match? If it's a crumpled mess, it lacks recovery. Unless it's linen, which is meant to wrinkle charmingly. This means it'll look sloppy after you've sat down for 10 minutes. The thumb rub. Gently rub the fabric between your thumb and forefinger. Does your thumb glide smoothly? Or do you feel the individual thread shifting and stretching underneath? If it's loose and shifty, the weave is weak, and it will likely pill or sag quickly. A good fabric feels substantial and connected. These 3 tests empower you to look beyond the label and feel the true integrity of the garment. Fabric to message, choosing the one. Beyond general quality, the type of fabric also dramatically alters the message of any dress. Structured, architectural dress. Want to project strength, organization, and a modern edge? Think scuba, mikado, or heavy twill. These fabrics have their own inherent stiffness. They don't just hang, they sculpt the body. They say, I am in control, and my lines are clean and precise. Flowy, romantic dress. If your message is fluidity, empathy, or effortless grace, then you reach for chiffon, georgette, or silk. These fabrics are almost weightless. They dance with the air, they ripple, they move with you. They convey a sense of softness, allure, and unburdened beauty. Professional, sharp dress. And for that classic, reliable, and traditionally professional look, fabrics like ponte knit, crepe, or a fine wool blend are your allies. They offer clean lines, a beautiful drape, and enough structure to look polished without being rigid. They say, I am serious, competent, and trustworthy. A wrap dress, which is inherently soft in its silhouette, can be transformed. Make it in stiff denim, and suddenly it's rugged and practical, almost a uniform. Make it in slippery silk, and it becomes elegant and sexy. The fabric dictates the final emotional impact. So, the next time you're getting dressed, or even just browsing, don't just see the color or the shape. Feel the fabric. Listen to what its texture is telling you. Ask yourself, what message is this specific material sending right now? Understanding fabric is understanding a huge part of your nonverbal conversation. Next, we'll layer on the most immediate communicator of all, color. Get ready to explore the psychology behind every hue,